This is like part two, and in high school or middle school, I saw through what people were talking about in class, and there were conversations that were going on that, from my perspective, were very dangerous. Or so it was like, why did you say that specifically? Because essentially they're not thinking about something intuitively. They're just seeing something for face value and making an intention for that. So it felt like danger to me. So I decided I was saying anything during the class or during the school year. And I felt like it was just me being smart about something, because people tend to inaccurately perceive themselves to be a good person for being or saying or doing certain things or something. Essentially, what they say or do that makes them a good person is just what they do to get approval from the consensus or for the majority of people, and that's it. So like, they see themselves as good people. For instance, it's just consensus to say that somebody that is a psychopath, for instance, is essentially born a certain way, or has or is has a mental defect. And when I heard somebody say that, I thought, wow, like, you're underestimating a person based on their capacity to feel emotion or to feel something. And that's just such a face value way of looking at an individual, just to say that an individual is just a psychopath or something like that. And that's just face value. Does not accurately portray the depth of who an individual is. And just because somebody doesn't feel emotion doesn't mean that there's negative, that they are negative in the way that you see them as negative. And that's why I saw people having that behavior towards individuals. And I thought to myself, that's like the most dangerous thing you can say. And that's just the most ignorant thing you can say. And like, and people were like so intimidated by people that were jocks or whatever, or people that were part of the football team, or like cheerleading team or whatever, and they thought that I had some that I felt inferior or whatever. I didn't really care about that at all. And people actually sucked up to those jocks or to those people that were cheerleaders or like alpha female male types in school, and like, they actually sucked up to them, and like, they thought that I actually felt inferior to them, and I didn't care at all. I literally didn't care. So this didn't even come to my mind to care, because I saw through them. So I just didn't talk at all. So this doesn't make sense for me to talk in situations where I can see through what people were saying, and just it made complete sense to me. It's not that I'm not listening or I'm aloof or something like that. I knew what they were talking about. It just didn't want to cause a commotion or to say anything. So